Hi everyone, I'm Mark Murray and welcome to this special edition of CityVision. I have with me Steve Kuhn, President of Kuhn Restoration, and we're in one of two of the projects that are currently going on here in the city of Hamilton. Right now we're in the historic Mercantile Lofts. Steve, tell us how you feel about this, because this is really amazing space here.
You know what, this was definitely a dream come true. I mean, it was a dream of ours to come in and transform this building into what I always promoted as, you know, the nicest space in southwestern Ohio. And I know when you say that, you know, I'm going to come to Hamilton, Ohio, and I'm going to do something that's so over the top, it's just going to blow people away. And I think we've proved we could do that. So.
Well, you know, when we were in here, it was well over a year ago. Well, actually, I'll go back to August 2010. Viewers may remember we were in here when this place was barely a shell, and anything that could hold this place up was holding it up, because there were studs and everything.
There were 4x4s everywhere.
It was a mess. It was a mess. And then we came back and did a follow-up in phase one, which was finished, about a little over a year ago, maybe?
Right.
In beautiful apartments, and all of those are leased now?
Yeah, phase one's completely leased out, and we've only got 2 units left in phase two. All of our retail is completely leased out, and all the retail is leased out on 5-year contracts.
And just to recap for our viewers, there are 3 retail spaces.
Correct. 3 retail spaces and 29 market rate units. Market rate meaning people with disposable income. Those are the people that, you know, we need to come to our downtowns. People with disposable income, and that was our core market.
Well, and you know, in this, when you look at some of these, I guess the public spaces here, you look around here, I mean, this is amazing, looking up here into this skylight.
You know, I mean, if you remember from the pictures before, all these floors were filled in, and the skylight was gone, and the roof had actually caved in. There were about 4 roofs on that.
I remember that.
And we removed all that, removed the floors, and we were able to keep the metal ceilings. We cannibalized metal from other parts of the building and reinstated it in the common area here. And I mean, it's just turned out great. I mean, this building has really become a showpiece.
That staircase is amazing.
Yeah, that was, if you remember walking up there, we had 4x4s. I think it was over 40 feet of just, you know, kind of lined up just so you could walk on it. But
I remember I was a little concerned going upstairs. I really was. It was scary.
Yeah, it's, you know, like I said, it really was a dream come true here. And you know what's kind of cool about it? You feel kind of like the Pied Piper when you're the only one in town saying this is going to happen, and people look at you like you're a little nuts. But you know what? Pretty soon, other people start coming on board. And I'm telling you what, everybody in Hamilton's drinking the Kool-Aid now, because, I mean, this has really worked here. And this has spawned other projects. And I mean, this was the nucleus or ground zero for other economic development in downtown Canton, or downtown Hamilton. Excuse me, I'm working in Canton also, so I kind of get them confused.
That's all right. That's all right, because it is beautiful. It's a showpiece here for Hamilton, no question. And what I'm hoping to do is to get Steve to show us around to some of these units.
Sure, I've got a couple units I'd like to show you, and again, with the granite countertops and the nice high ceilings, it's, you know you're not in Anywhere USA, you're not in like a regular apartment building. When people move in here, you're part of a downtown neighborhood, and that's really what we promote. Is there's a lot of people that live in the suburbs, but you're not really connected. Here you come downtown to Hamilton, you're connected. I mean, there's people up at 6 o'clock in the morning walking their dogs, and they get their dog in hand in one hand and a poop bag in the other. Yeah. But that's what it's all about, you know, that, you know, being a part of the downtown community.
All right, well, let's take a look.
All right. Here we've got, you know, a bedroom down here, the kitchen, and the living room, which is kind of, I mean, look how spacious this is. And look at all the windows. We restored all these windows. We didn't put new windows in. We restored the ones that we had, and we replaced all the bad wood with first growth wood that we actually took out of the floors. So, you know, you can't get any greener than keeping the wood that we tore out of the atrium and we put in the windows.
It's beautiful.
And it really, again, made it special and unique. But big living room, kitchen, and then a huge bedroom upstairs. And we put fireplaces in, and just, again, all the natural light. So I'll show you the upstairs here.
Very nice.
Look how spacious the bedroom is, you know. And again, this is a very large bedroom, but, you know, we had all this extra space. Why not, you know, put it in? Tons of closet space. And, you know, you get the views of the downtown. I mean, I think it's kind of cool looking out and seeing the, you know, parking garage and the people walking back and forth across the street.
Well, you know you're downtown.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no question.
Well, you know what this does? And this helps to melt away the perception that the downtown, I mean, the biggest problem we have is, the downtown, there's nobody downtown, it's not safe.
There's no livable space, yes.
This melts that all away.
Right.
When people walk from outside and they see shadows moving across the windows, all of a sudden you don't have a dead building or a black building anymore. There's life in the buildings. And that's what these units show. You don't need to see the people. All you need to see is the shadows walking back and forth across the window. And there's life downtown. There's people living downtown. That melts away the perception that, downtown's dead. Just imagine what it would have cost me to put in all brand new windows here. Instead, like I said, we restored all these. And, these windows will be here another 100 years from now. My grandkids will have to worry about how to fix them next time.
No, it's amazing. It's really turned out great.
I tell you what, all the tenants, hi Steve, how you doing? I mean, you really feel part of the community.
Everybody knows you.
And that's pretty cool. If you notice the railings on the second and third floor, that was all gone. Yeah, so what we did was we got a little bit of railing from here. We sent it to a local foundry here in Hamilton, and they replicated exactly what was here, 100 years ago. And we reinstated all this just based on what we cannibalized out of the stairwell. And you can see it turned out great. And
well, I think when we show the viewers what it used to look like, or at least what it did when we first came in here compared to now, it's just unbelievable.
Yeah.
Just a great job. All right, where are we going?
Up to the second floor. We've got the, there was a bank vault in this building. And what we did
was... Oh, I remember that. Yeah, we were in the vault.
Now this here is brand new. That's old. And you can see how this was new. This is all old. See how we were able to match? And we even left the two little gouges in here just to kind of, again, that just gives it character. But look at that. And again, when people walk up and down this staircase, they know they're somewhere. You come here, you're not in Anywhere USA. You got washer and dryers in here. And we have Frigidaire, not just washer and dryers. We went with the Frigidaires. I went with the stainless steel appliances, a little nicer than average. This is the bedroom here. Look how spacious this bedroom is. You got tons of natural light. And the kind of cool thing about this, all these units, we put balconies outside.
So we're noticed.
Yeah, look how cool this is. This unit has 2 balconies. How cool is this? Again, you're not in Anywhere USA. You're in Hamilton, Ohio.
Right.
And how special and unique is this?
You know what you get, but this is it's very neat.
But you can't build a new unit like this.
No.
I mean, there's so much historic fabric here that we can play off of. It's just that, you've got to have the right plan to do that. But every unit's got its own balcony. You've got the beautiful skylights. You're right in the core of downtown. It's a neighborhood, a brand new neighborhood, and people want to be a part of that. Look at the windows all the way across here. Tons of closet space, another balcony. This is a little bigger balcony here. But look at this room here. I mean, you know what? My living room at home isn't this big. Look how big it is. And then, right off your living room, you've got a bank vault, which is the dining room.
Steve, I'm just now noticing this because, and I know we'll show the viewers what this look like. This is just amazing, the way this got incorporated into this unit.
Now, what we did was we built the floor up so the door can't be shut. But we did have to core drill in to put we've got a sprinkling system throughout the building.
Exactly.
So even the bank vault is sprinkled.
Got to follow code.
But yeah, it's pretty awesome. But look how big this is. And then your kitchen's right up here.
Very unique.
You have your kitchen up there, and then we left it open on the top to where all the natural light would shine through up here. But you can store all kinds of things up here, a bike, a canoe, whatever. Believe me, there's buildings all around Hamilton that have this historic fabric that you can play off of. Yeah, and you know what? You got to be kind of fearless sometimes because believe me, there's, whether it's the banks or, getting through some kind of community or city regulations that you have to work your way through. You can't give up. You got to be fearless and fight through that. But we were really fortunate here in Hamilton. Their building department got it, and basically, when we come into a community, a lot of times you can't do this, you can't do this. It was actually just the opposite here in Hamilton. Was what can we do to help? And that was really, if I'd say anything to any community throughout, Ohio or the Midwest, your building departments and the local governments have to work with the developers to make these things work because they are tough. mean, sometimes they die 7 deaths before they come to life, and this was definitely one of them. But you just got to keep grinding through and persevere, and you can see what happens when you do. So, but you know what? When you can walk to your local restaurants, your local coffee shops, and the specialty shops, that's what it's all about. You know, it's that. You know, a lot of people say, "Geez, why can't we bring our community back like this?" You know, I'm saying you can. If we can do it here in Hamilton, you can do it anywhere. But
It's all just part of urban living.
right, and that is coming back. I mean, that's the new thing now. Any downtown across the Midwest, you know, you want to attract the market rate people that have disposable income and the creative class, and they both have disposable income. They both flock to, you know, units like this, and you know, that's what we're pushing to do. Like I said, it's, you know, we started here at the Mercantile. We've gone over to we bought the old Journal News building, and we've got Butler Tech in there, and they'll actually be moving in the first of the month, and there'll be, what, 300 students downtown? You know, who would have ever thought a year ago when the Journal News said we're moving out of Hamilton, oh my gosh, it's the end of the world. I mean, it's the beginning, and it really was, you know. But again, it was a pretty easy sell to Butler Tech to say, you know what, we're going to give you a beautiful historic building, not one of those, you know, throw-up buildings that, you know, the metal studs and a brick veneer and drive it. I mean, a real building, and it's going to be really cool, and it's going to be right downtown in the core. The infrastructure is all here. You can't get any greener than using what's already here, and they've got a very, I keep saying special and unique, but what else do you say? I mean, it is. But an all limestone building, and it's cool. So I mean, they've got a nice space, and then we've got the dance studio. It was at the Miami Valley Dance Studio. They're in there, so people drive by from early in the morning till 6, 7 o'clock at night. You can see kids and adults dancing in downtown Hamilton. I mean, that's pretty cool too. I mean, again, it's something that's different than anywhere else, and we're doing it right downtown here. But, you know, everything just kind of works off of, it started with the Mercantile, over to the Journal News, and then we just recently purchased the Robertson Schwinn building. And you can see we've redone the facade of that, and now we're starting on the inside. But we've got like 5 or 6 tenants in there, and it's just about all leased. So, I mean, it just goes from one to the other to the other. I guess what I'm saying, there's a great story to tell here in Hamilton, but there's a lot of Hamiltons here in Ohio. Everybody stepped forward and said, we're gonna work with the developer. You know, what do we need to do to make this happen? And we were fortunate. We had the Hamilton Community Foundation step forward after they knew we were committed, and we had spent a lot of money downtown here. They come and they help fill in the gaps, and then we had after the foundation, I guess, we just started going with the Journal News and, you know, some of these other facilities. Well, you guys did such a nice job here. What about this? And, you know, the city started, you know, throwing other projects at us.
Well, then it becomes about the track record.
Right.
Absolutely.
But, you know, the next big project, I mean, after we finish all this, and I'm telling you what's going to be really, really cool, the smart paper building on the water. That's going to be the crown jewel of Hamilton. And that's going to, I mean, right on the water, that's going to be cool. I mean, just imagine 300 families, you know, living on the water in the old smart paper building. I mean, with balconies just like what we put in, overlooking the water. Again, something special and unique. And then you could have, you know, retail kind of in the middle, and even some, you know, new startup companies at the very end. I mean, it would probably be about an 8 or 10 year project, but I don't know, something tells me that's got our name all over it. So we'd sure like to make a run at that. So.
Absolutely.
And you know what, after a while, you're walking people through here, yeah, we're going to have a lobby here, and we're going to have an elevator here, and they're looking at you like,
Yeah,
right.
really? Uh-huh.
You know.
Yeah, that'll happen.
And,
in whose lifetime? Yeah. Oh, here it is. Now we're in one of the 3 retail spaces.
Yeah, this is Milligan and Fenton. They've been in business over 100 years. And again, they, you know, just like SHP Architect decided they wanted to plant their stake downtown. But I mean, you know, look at the ceilings. When we designed this, we created glass all the way across the top to bring that natural light from the front all the way to the back, which is kind of cool. And again, they're in a building that's well over 100 years old, but it's special and unique. You know, that's a nice thing about, I mean, here in Hamilton, period, a lot of people think we're going to be progressive and we're going to tear down a couple of city blocks and then something magic will happen. The only magic that happens is they've got an empty block and everybody goes by that says, yeah, that building used to be there. I remember when I was a kid, we used to do this and that on that building that's not there anymore.
I hear that a lot.
I mean, they've erased any opportunity for redevelopment as to where, with keeping these buildings and mothballing them, they can live, to see another day when, developers come into town, what properties do you have that we'd like to take a look at? And Hamilton's got a lot of them. You know what, if I would have told you 3 years ago that there's going to be a really cool art gallery in this building, you'd have thought, what's this guy smoking? But the reality is, it's here, and this is Art Off Sims, and they do very well here, and they've got about 1,000 square feet, but look at it, it's, the coolest space in town, and they get a lot of traffic here. And again, it just melts away the perception that retail won't work downtown. Retail will work downtown, but spaces like this offer something special and unique. You're not going to put a store like this in a strip mall. It's not going to work, but in a facility like this, it flourishes. And I guess what I'm saying, little galleries like this and are alive and well in the downtown cores. This is really what does work. This and special art spaces, the specialty things. And again, they want to go to where it's special. So this is their first choice is, these historic buildings downtown. When we go to look for tenants, believe it or not, we don't look for a Starbucks or a, one of those chain facilities. All their money goes back to Seattle or a Subway or a Quiznos. All the money goes back, to their home base. We would much rather promote a homegrown, somebody from the Hamilton, Fairfield area, because all the money stays here. The economic impact is 10 times greater when you have a locally owned facility here than a chain like what you see out at the strip mall. All the money goes back to their home base, and the community really doesn't benefit. So we really don't go after those big names that you see in strip malls. We're more for the homegrown kind of facilities, and that's what we try to attract are the people from here. They've got more of a connection, and again, that's what makes it cool. It's a perception that we're fighting here, and the perception is nobody's going to come downtown. People say, oh, there's no place to park downtown. I've said it 1,000 times. We don't have a parking problem downtown. We've got a walking problem. People forget what it's like to walk, but yet they'll go to the shopping mall and walk 1,000 feet just to get to the front door of a mall, but they won't park 100 feet away from a building just to walk. And I purposely park a couple of blocks away and walk in front of the storefronts. Hi, how you doing? That's how you get to know your neighbors. And we're doing more and more of that here. And it's, like I said, we've created a core here that's just starting to expand. And basically this is the rebirth of Hamilton. We tried to make this kind of gorilla-proof. When they throw salt down, what's the first thing that happens? It, goes into the wood or the concrete or whatever, so we put granite in. I figure the granite's 8 million years old. It's going to withstand another couple hundred years of, of whatever we put it at. So that's why we run the natural stone on all of our bases, on all of our units.
We're back where it all started at Community Design Alliance, the very first retail space in the historic Mercantile Lofts project. And we're getting ready to wrap up things here with Steve Kuhn, president of Kuhn Restoration. Steve, any final thoughts?
You know what, I would just say to reach out to the community that, everybody searches all over the place to what do we do to bring our community back? It's been here all along, and what's happened in Hamilton could happen in various communities throughout Ohio. And I would suggest communities to look and see what historic fabric they've got. Don't tear these buildings down, you want to save them. And that's not from me being some type of tree hugger, but it's just common sense. Look what this building has spawned, and the economic development's just been unbelievable, and it's a great story to tell.
The opportunity.
Right.
Steve, thanks. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, and I'd like to thank you at home for watching TV Hamilton, hometown television with a personal touch. And from all of us here at TV Hamilton, I'm Mark Murray. Thanks for watching.